Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Welcome to your Coltrane Tuesdays for this, the 23rd day of April in the year 2024 of the Common Era. How's it going? I think things are functioning. It looks like there's video and audio and all of the things, but as per usual, I am grateful for anyone who can confirm that the technical things are in fact doing what they're supposed to do. Especially today, since there are a bunch of things that did not work as they were supposed to when I tried to set things up this morning. So, see Mike, hear Mike. Thank you very much, Mark, for that. All right, so we are, oh hey, yes, remarkably right on time, live on Facebook and on YouTube. Here's hoping it stays that way. So yes, my name is Mike, I'm not for Coltrane. Today we are going to play, as per usual, a round of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game in just a bit. For folks who might not be familiar with how that works, people will give me a song request. Perhaps some of the folks, hey, my mom is here. Perhaps some of the folks who are live online with us will give me a song request, in which case I will have to respond to that song request and play a song regardless of whether I know it. So someone might request a song that I do in fact know or have played on a regular basis in the past, in which case I will try to remember how to play it. Someone might request a song that I kind of sort of know. I mean, you know, like I've heard it a bunch of times, but may have never have tried to play it myself, in which case I will attempt to figure out how to play it. Perhaps someone will request a song that I don't recognize at all. I mean, maybe I might know the song, but at least I don't recognize the title of it, in which case I will have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Now is a great time to get in your requests. Now is a great time to get in your requests for the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, seeing as there is a lag between when you would make your request and when I would see it on my little screen here in my attic stairwell. But before we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, we're going to start off with a song of my choosing related to our current monthly theme, selected by our friend Ralph. The request, or the monthly theme is A is for April, Asia, and Africa. So we've done songs about various parts of Asia and Africa. We led off with a song by Blue Oyster Cult about Godzilla that mentions Tokyo. We took a tour through parts of West Africa with Amadou and Miriam, with Senegal fast food. Last week we learned about the dead Egyptian blues, and the things happening over by the Nile and Cairo before it was known as Cairo. And today we are venturing into a part of the Indian subcontinent that I mentioned in the promos that went out, is perhaps best known in this country, at least, for its namesake wool, which is often used for sweaters. So appropriately, I should make sure that I'm wearing my sweater here as well. Let's see, let me undo that and get that through. Because the song is, of course, well, I mean, I feel like I've given enough clues that I'm waiting for somebody to shout out what in fact this region is to which I'm referring in the Indian subcontinent near the Himalayas. That is known for its wool. There's Beth stopping in, unable to participate, but we always appreciate when Beth is able to stop by. Oh, I see. Beth is listening, but not able to participate in the chat. Let's see. So no one's talking about the region known for its wool. Anybody? Kashmir. Yes, that is correct. Thank you very much, Margot, for coming through with that. Which is why I'm putting on a cashmere sweater, which may or may not turn out to be a good choice. AKA cashmere wool. Yes, that is absolutely correct, Margot. You are correct. And I wish I had worked out more things to talk about during this moment when I'm trying to put on a sweater. See, I had thought I was going to put on the sweater before the webcast, and then, yeah, things didn't necessarily go according to plan. But, so yes, and that of course means that I'm playing the iconic Led Zeppelin song, Kashmir, which doesn't really have anything to do with the region of Kashmir, or with the wool from Kashmir for that matter. It is about sort of the idea of traveling through strange and mystical and wonderful places. Let's see, that should be about there. All right, so now that I look more like, oh, that's wonderful. Well, Margot remarks that she is a rabid cashmere knitter. So, the Led Zeppelin song Kashmir, one of the compositions for which the band is maybe not their best known song, although it is, of course, quite well known, as Led Zeppelin songs go. It is one that the band is one of the ones that the band is most proud of, and justifiably so. I, as usual, have not spent quite enough time figuring out how to play it, but we're going to not let that stop us, because that is indeed the ethos of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. Although various things are not functioning as they're supposed to, one might say the interplay between the drums and the guitar in Kashmir is one of the key iconic elements of the song. One might also say that I was struggling to maintain a steady tempo and make sure that it goes slow enough that I can actually play it. So I decided at the last minute I was going to add a percussive element through the looper. So here we go. Let's see how this goes. I'll be flying. No denying. All I see turns to brown as the sun burns the ground. And my eyes fill with sand as I scan this wasted land, trying to find it, find my way. Reminded of the storm leaves no trace, like the thoughts inside a dream. Hear the earth at the eerie base, yellow desert stream. My Shangri-La beneath this full moon, I will return again. Just a little tight June. Moving through Kashmir. Oh, Father of the forest, fill my sails across the sea of years. No provision, but no peace along the streets of fear. was more than a little rough around the edges, but nonetheless, we got through from one end to the other. I'm not sure if the having the tempo was a help or a hindrance. I would love to blame that on the unusual meter and time signature things that Led Zeppelin would do, but no, I think it's mostly just me losing track of where I was. Also, difficulty finding the key, especially in that bridge part, but nonetheless, we got through. It was mostly recognizable, and I think that's one that's definitely worth continuing to work on because it is a fun one to play and things like that. So there you go. Thanks very much for hanging out. Didn't care much to know Led Zeppelin early 70s was Carpenters and late 70s was Linda Ronstadt. I hear you knocking, but the kitchen's closing. Yeah, that's fair too. All right, so there we go. Let's see. Oh, I'm so grateful to Mark for throwing me a softball for the Stuff the Band game. So we're going to get back to that in just a minute. Let me say a few very brief words because I basically spent all my time trying to figure out how the tunings and everything works for Kashmir and did very little research, as is not my custom. One of the notable things about this song is, well, first off, there are a lot of tutorials online about how to play it, understandably so. And there are lots of, and actually there's pretty good consensus because there's lots of views of Robert Plant playing the song on guitar, as well as there's a wonderful movie from several years ago called This Might Get Loud, in which Robert Plant and the Edge from U2 and Jack White from the White Stripes, I believe that's his name, hang out and swap licks and riffs and whatnot. And in that, Robert Plant very clearly demonstrates. Oh wait, am I saying the name wrong? I bet I'm saying the name wrong. I always get Page and Plant confused. Let me make sure I know which one is which. Which one is which? Am I saying the right one? No, it was Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is the guitar. Jimmy Page is the guitarist for Led Zeppelin. I seriously was. Jimmy Page, and there's lots of things of Jimmy Page online of playing the song, and he was the one featured in This Might Get Loud. Robert Plant is the singer for Led Zeppelin, or was a singer for Led Zeppelin. So Jimmy Page had put together a version of the sort of the bare bones of the song musically, recorded it with John Bonham, the drummer of Led Zeppelin, the late John Bonham. I very strongly suspect, although I don't know this for sure, I very strongly suspect that the bits that were included in that early demo were the main two riffs, the as well as the subsequently, they were working with Robert Plant, the singer, who came up with lyrics for it and added some parts of the song. I'm not 100% sure which parts they are, but I suspect they included the bits where it's just it's basically a G chord and an A chord. And it's not doing nearly as much, the guitar isn't doing it nearly as much, which leads me to believe those probably are sections that Robert Plant may have added. John Paul Jones, the bassist for Led Zeppelin, was involved in the orchestration, and there's a lot of mellotron you can hear on the song. So it's clear that he was involved a lot. At that point, he was going through. Well, they might have been going through a number of things, but among them was the fact that he wasn't sure he was going to stay in the band. He was showing up late to practices and not doing much, and thereby was not given a writer's credit on this particular song. But it is one of the songs that Page and Plant have continued to be very proud of. In some ways, wish they were more proud of it, or wish it was the one song they were best known for, rather than Stairway to Heaven, for example, which I think even they have agreed is a little overplayed. The song then, I should mention, was from the 1975 album Physical Graffiti, the band's 6th studio album. And I don't know there's a whole lot else I could tell you about except that they had never been to Kashmir when they wrote the song. I'm not sure where exactly the reference to Kashmir or the idea comes from, but clearly it's about sort of, I'm a traveler of both time and space, there may be substances involved, but, this idea of mysticism, which obviously worked its way into a lot of Robert Plant's lyrics. The region of Kashmir, the actual geographical region of Kashmir, let me find out what I can, I had, let's see, I had some notes here somewhere. Oh, that's right, yes. So it's in the northernmost geographical region of the Indian subcontinent. I got that correct. It is a region, initially the Kashmir Valley, between the Himalayas and a neighboring mountain range, but today the term encompasses a larger area. It has been contested among various nations in that area, although, as you can imagine, because of its remoteness, it is difficult to hold conclusively. Let's see, so it is, what are they? Disputed territory now administered by 3 countries, India, China, and Pakistan. So there you go. And of course, well known for the Kashmir wool. And I think that's all I'm going to say about that. So, as we get into the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, the only other thing I will mention is today is primary election day here in Pennsylvania, in my adoptive home state. So, if you are registered to vote, please go out and do so. Find your polling place. If you got a mail-in ballot and have not submitted it yet, you still have time, but you definitely do not want to drop it in the mail today because it will not make it to where it needs to be on time. The rule is, unlike taxes, where what counts is the date it's posted, the date it's dropped into the mail. For the voting by mail, the key thing is that it's received by election day, by the end when polls close on election day. But good news, there are drop-off locations where you can hand deliver your own mail-in ballot without needing to drop it in the mail. There are drop-off boxes, including one at the Northampton County Courthouse and various other places. So definitely look for your voting information. Make sure that you have all that. There are some races that are contested. There aren't that many from what I understand, and also from the lack of mailers that are showing up in my mailbox tells me that I don't really have a whole lot of a choice. But I definitely would say, if it's been a bit since you voted, this is a good opportunity to do a dry run for November and make sure you know where your polling place is and how all of those things work so that you are not surprised by unexpected difficulties later in the month. All right, so as a recap, the way we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game is people give me song requests, people make song suggestions here in the chat, and I will respond to those requests, those suggestions. If someone requests a song that I do happen to know, I will go ahead and play that song to the best of my recollection. If someone requests a song that I kind of sort of know, I will I'll try to figure out how to play it. Like maybe I've heard it on some playlists or I've seen people do it with mics, in which case I'll try to figure out what probably are the bits, how it comes together. If someone requests a song that I don't recognize at all, I'll have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That's how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game, but the good news is today I don't need to do that because the request coming in from Mark is a song that I do happen to know. Let's see. Oh yes, thank you Margot for noting. Margot was number 42 at her polling place this morning. Yes, you can drop off your mail-in ballots at the Lehigh County building in Allentown for Lehigh County. Statewide Attorney General is contested in the Democratic primary. So there you go. Let's see, now if I can remember how to play the song that Mark requested, which is Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. The only thing I'm not 100% certain of is the key it starts in. That's... and the intro riff. So I'm going to figure out how all of this comes together. I feel like I'm used to playing this with the capo, but I also feel like it's in the key of C, which might mean it's like this. Well, believe me, this is still better than usually is. chords. I'm not sure that's the key I want to sing it in. I definitely need also then to figure out the bridge, because I feel like there's a chord that shows up just there. Oh right, so it's the it's a solo, but the chords are different. Okay. No, I feel like I'm still missing something. That is it. Okay. So, transpose, modulate to a key I can play. Yes, I know. Transpose, either way. Modulate, yes, I believe modulate is the is when you change key in the middle of a song. Transpose would be to move it to where it needs to be, which is more easily done using the capo. I think the original key is the key of C, and it's probably the best one for me to sing it in. Let's find out how many of the lyrics I remember. Yes, and also I believe, Mark, you had talked about quite a while ago, a couple months ago I should say, mentioned that you two unexpectedly, or at least Edge and Bono, did a version of Don't Dream It's Over at one of their shows in Las Vegas. So, here we go. This is my attempt at Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. Catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. And now, don't dream it's over. And now, when the world comes in, they come. possessions of cause of me suspicion, well, there's no proof. Paper today, tales of war and of waste, but we turn right over to the TV page. Hey now, don't dream it's over. And now, when the world comes in, they come, build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Now I'm walking again to the beat of a drum, and I'm counting the steps to the door of your heart. Only shadows ahead, barely clear of the roof. Get to know the feeling of liberation and release. And now, the dream is over. And now, when the world comes in, they come, build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Never let them win. Never let them win. Never let them now. And now, and now, and now, and now, and now. Managed to remember some of the details from the arrangement of that song that I was doing. Mark remarks as don't modulate the key and not debate with me from Hamilton. That's right. I fell asleep watching the Hamilton broadcast from a few years ago. Well, yes, there you go. So, thanks very much to Mark for that request. For all of my hemming and hawing at the beginning, I am, again, glad that that was Mark's request, because it was one that I have been familiar with, which is easier than trying to figure things out from scratch. I should also mention we're coming up on the end, at long last, of this disjointed multi-part season of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. I believe this is episode 53, all told, of all the ones I've been describing as season 4 in one part or another. Coming up next week is the big season finale. The theme is, and I will take any requests about songs that do not that have to do with a location outside of the United States. So songs relating to places outside the United States. They can, of course, include songs about places in Africa and Asia, but also anywhere else in the world. And the additional twist is I can procure lyrics and chords for as many songs as I can think of. But you're welcome to also come up with, you very well may come up with songs that I do not have on my list, in which case I will then have to figure those out. So stay tuned for that 1 week from today, and then we're going to do something else for a little bit. We'll see how all of that goes. But in any case, until then, thanks very much for hanging out. Thanks to all of you for watching, for hitting the like button, for hitting the subscribe button on YouTube, for doing all the various things on the Facebook, if folks are watching over on Facebook as well. I'm always grateful for people who are able to take some time out and check out the webcast, and especially those who are also able to share it with other people. Say, hey, here's this guy who barely knew how to play Kashmir, but he had a decent job of playing Don't Dream It's Over by Crowded House. And thanks to Ralph for the monthly theme, and thanks to for all of the things. I'm gonna go not be with people for a little bit. But until next time, my name is Mike. I'm Not for Coltrane. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you soon.